Hello and welcome to our spring curriculum meeting. I can't believe we finally got through the whole of autumn term already. It seems to have gone very quickly. So we are now doing our spring curriculum meeting for year 2 for 2024. So let's start off with some key dates.
This half term, you'll see that the first one we're starting off with is the Key Stage 1 Disco on Thursday the 8th of February, so that's the Thursday just before half term. And then we've got our Feb half term slightly earlier than usual, and we break up on the 9th of Feb. And Monday the 19th we come back, and we are coming back with a bang because we're going on our year 2 trip to Cadbury's World, which will be really exciting, but obviously more information with that will follow on Dojo. Then we've got Book Week commencing Monday the 4th of March. Thursday is our designated day to dress up as a book character as optional, and obviously we'll be sharing some lovely things all to do with books on book day. Then we've got our Come and Share on Wednesday the 6th of March, again for an hour after school. And then we've got Parents' Evening week commencing the 11th of March, Science Week on the week commencing 18th of March, and then our Easter holidays. So a short term, actually jam-packed full of some very exciting things. Sorry, we're just trying to change the slide.
There we go. Okay, so as you know and have had previously in previous years, we've got lots of different forms of communication with yourselves. So one of our main uses of communication is through Class Dojo, which is where we will send messages out, notes out to parents. It might be where we message privately to ask for something or just to discuss something. It's where our merits are also rewarded and updated through there. I know some of you as well also use it for homework and spellings as well. So please continue with that. And again, it's a really useful way for us to send photographs and share with you our Stars of the Week and Star Writers. We also have our link books that we get sent home. Please ensure that your link books are in school every day, because we do tend to put communication in there. It could also be for evidencing, for reading and for homework completed also. So we like to have both forms through Dojo and the link books. Our home readers will continue on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to be read in school with certain groups, given out on a Wednesday, and then please returned by the following Monday. And then we have the other 2 groups that read on the Thursday, Friday to then be returned by the following Wednesday, please. This is to ensure that there is continuation between the story reading and the stories that are read in school and at home. Please make sure if your child does read that you evidence it, write it in the link books, or you write it on Class Dojo, or just let us know somewhere, because they will be rewarded with merits, and it's great to know that the reading that they're doing so superbly in school is also being followed through and being completed at home as well. We also will be continuing with PE. We don't have a PE tutor or coach this term. However, we will continue to have PE. This will differ every day of the week. So it could be a Tuesday, could be a Wednesday, depending on when we have our PPA, our planning, preparation and assessment time. So with that, we have just put that we make sure PE kits are in all week. And homework again will be given on a grid, so you get to choose whether it's a topic or literacy piece or a numeracy piece, and then if they can either be evidenced in your homework books or on Class Dojo, and they are sent out on a Wednesday and due in by the following Monday. If you require a little bit of extra time, or you require or you produce extra homework, they will also be merited and rewarded for that. We also have spelling test, which will be on a Friday, and we're now giving out spellings on the Friday before that, so you then get a full week to hopefully practice over the weekend with your spellings to help you.
So we have kick-started our new topic, I'm sure you would have heard. Spring 1 is all about amazing authors, but specifically Roald Dahl, kind of extending on from amazing authors in year 1 with Julie Donaldson. Particularly we'll be looking at our kind of geography and our science skills during this topic. So as geographers, we'll be looking at human and physical features in the stories and describe these features of the settings. We'll be creating maps to represent the story settings, and we'll be using grid references to help us kind of understand where things are positioned. We'll also be learning about coordinates too. As scientists, we'll be identifying and comparing the suitability of different materials, kind of from our Autumn 1 learning, and we'll also use our knowledge of plants needed to design a garden for the Greg's drawing upon scientific knowledge of plants. So we're touching in with different science areas this half term. As historians, we'll be exploring when many of Roald Dahl's books were published, and we'll be placing them in order, to explore the concept of chronology, and we'll also create timelines within this as well. As design technologists, we'll be designing purposeful and functional, appealing products, and that's what we did for our WOW Day, where we created our chocolate packaging, and we also got to do some food design in there as well, where we were designing our chocolates with sprinkles. We thought about how we can make different packaging and making it stronger and stiffer, and also thinking about how we can get people to buy it. As artists, we'll be focusing on the work of illustrator Quentin Blake, and we'll be describing the characteristic of Quentin Blake's artwork, and we'll be learning how to draw in the style of this illustrator and develop an art and design techniques in using colour, pattern, texture, line, shape, form and space, as we do every year, but we keep building on those skills that we've already got in our toolboxes.
We'll also be looking at 3 different texts. So our main text will be the Magic Finger. However, we have touched upon Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, based on the fact that that's been the introduction to our topic, and we will be looking at also some of those revolting rhymes that Roald Dahl has written too. Okay, so for maths this term, we will be looking at 3 different units. First one that we started off with is time. So we'll be looking at an analogue clock and knowing the quarter past, quarter to, half past and o'clock, and we will also be recognising that there are 24 hours in a day, 60 minutes in an hour, 60 seconds in a minute, and also learning how to tell the time to 5 minutes, and knowing that we count in every 5 minutes. Our next one will be addition and subtraction of 2-digit numbers. So we'll be learning to interpret and identify and explain addition and subtraction, where we can do problem solving, regrouping, and using all of our different methods that we have learnt through year 1 and through year 2 to help us with our knowledge, which will then help towards our SATs later on in the year, which will be in May. So all of these different concepts will hopefully help support children's learning when it comes to working out equations. And then we will touch upon money, looking at coins and notes, and looking at the pound sign and the pence sign, and knowing the meaning and the understanding and the quantity for that. And we'll be using our addition and subtraction to total and find totals of amounts. And here, if you want to press pause, we've got a glossary of just some of the language that we'll be using. So if your child comes home and you're unsure of what the meaning is of any of this, or how you can support your child at home, we have given some examples on the right-hand side of the screen to help you. So yeah, any questions regarding the maths curriculum, we have linked it to our maths homework so that it is in line with what we'll be covering in class and at home as well. And as we've said before, any additional games or any homework that's completed at home, maths related or learning related, will always be merited and rewarded.
Our second topic for the spring term is emergency, particularly looking at our historic skills. I don't know what I'm saying. So we will be studying the Great Fire of London, and we'll be placing these events in chronological order. So there's a real push on that idea of chronology, linking it to Roald Dahl, but now linking it to emergency, and identify how Samuel Pepys' diary is a key artefact that gives historians insight into this event. We'll be exploring the lives of significant people in history who are heroes in different emergencies in time, including Florence Nightingale, Mary Seacole, Grace Darling and Edward Jenner. And we'll also be exploring these significant individuals, and we'll consider how they've impacted on human life in modern day, comparing past and present day life. So really kind of in-depth history study there, and a really kind of important time period to learn about as well. And as artists, we'll be looking at representations of the Great Fire of London, and we'll try to recreate our own pictures using a variety of techniques that we've learnt, but also new ones, including printing. And we'll be using silhouette art to create the Great Fire of London scene, and we'll also explore depictions of the storm that Grace Darling endured, and use materials to represent the ferocity of the ocean waves at that time as well. Our key texts for this half term, the second half term, will be Toby and the Great Fire of London and The Robot and the Bluebird. So picture books there as well to kind of support us with visualising these kind of concepts that we'll be covering.
Okay, and in the spring 2 term, these will be the maths curriculum that we'll be focusing on. So our main focus will be fractions. This is something that we're hoping that when it comes up in the SATs papers for your child in May, that the children are confident with and kind of have a better, deeper understanding of. So I'll just move this out of the way so you can see. We'll be learning what part-whole relationships are, learning the different parts of a fraction. So you've got the denominator, the numerator and the vinculum, and knowing and understanding the meaning of each of those and where they are used and how. We're finding fractions as part of a whole and the whole set. We're finding out that using a fraction is also related to division and how it can be split and how it can be used. And then we've also got equivalent fractions. So that's going to be one of our big ones that we're going to focus on for that term. And although they are shorter half terms, we're hoping that we can get those in before May half term, because obviously that's when we'll be doing the SATs. We have absolutely no doubt in our minds that the children will be absolutely fine with these. There's nothing to worry about, but yeah, it's just make sure that we focus on the key components that will then support your child to work independently during the SATs papers. And again, I've put here about we're doing shape as well, so we'll be looking at faces, shapes and patterns, and looking at 2D and 3D shapes. Within shape unit, we also look at position, direction and rotation, and using different routes and making sure that we're using that language correctly.
So on this page here, there's some useful websites that you might want to look at for supporting different areas of the curriculum. So there's some maths websites there. I think these are similar to the ones that were linked in the autumn term as well. Different SPAG websites that will support, games as well, and particularly from the autumn 1 homework, still accessing phonics play, because actually children are engaged in it, and it will support those children that are looking to redo their phonics assessments, but also supporting those and not forgetting their phonics as well, as this will forever be a key component of their spelling journey throughout primary school.
And that is at the end of our curriculum meeting. If you have any questions or wish to pause throughout or go back, please do feel free to do so. Any questions that you have, myself and Miss Howarth are always at the door, or always available on Dojo for any discussions. We hope that we have a fantastic half term for the spring half term. Looking forward to our trip. It's going to be a fantastic one, and now the sun's starting to shine a little bit. Hopefully we can get some more warmer weather and a bit more sunshine. So yeah, any questions, please do get in touch, and thank you very much.
Thank you.